Welcome back. Today we're going to recreate this tablescape together step by step. So if you're into the natural boho kind of decor, this is definitely the tutorial for you. Let's go. All right, so first things first, I'm going to cover up my table, just a white tablecloth. You could always stick with the natural wood if that's what you have, but most of the time we're working with white folding tables, and a white tablecloth is just a very easy go-to. And just want to make sure you smooth it out and that the edges are all even. And pro tip, if you never want to have to iron or steam a tablecloth again, then get Scuba linens. And yes, of course, we sell them on our site. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use these Nude chiffon runners. I've got 2 of them because what I'm going to want to do is make it look really full. So first thing, I'm just going to lay it across the table, overlapping them both in the middle a little bit. And then I'm just going to start to gather and scrunch. There's no real rhyme or reason to this. All I'm doing is making the runner look as full and curly as possible. Okay, next I'm going to put down our placemats. So everything that you see that's going on this table today is going to be a color that occurs in nature, naturally. It is a natural, we're going for a natural kind of boho look. And these are really cool because they're just printed to look like the wood color, so they're completely disposable or reusable, and so they're really inexpensive and you can just get a lot for a little. As I set them down, I'm making sure that the wood grain is all going in one direction, and in this case, it's going horizontally. Next, I'm going to use these plastic dinner plates. What I love about these, again, they're totally reusable, but they've got this gold rim to them and they have this wavy pattern on the outside. And what that's gonna do is just gonna give us a little bit of movement and texture on the flat surface that we already have. Now I'm just gonna start adding our napkins. So I've just taken plain brown polyester napkins and added these rattan napkin rings. All I did was just fold them and roll them and slip them through the napkin rings. So I'm going to be placing these on the outside spots here. One thing I really like to do, and if you saw our lavender video, you would know this, is I like to alternate place settings, especially if I don't have enough items to duplicate every single place setting. So I only have 4 of these on hand, so I'm only going to use 4, and I'm going to get creative with the rest of the place settings. For the place settings that do not have the napkin rings, I'm going to fold these in half and then in half again, long ways, and I'm just going to slide it under the plate, place the plate on top to weigh it down, and that is just going to hang off of the edge of the table. Now it's time for my second favorite part of this tablescape. We'll get to my favorite part in a minute, and that is the garland. This is a 6-foot eucalyptus garland that is completely reusable. And all I'm gonna do is just lay it on the center of the table and just rearrange it so that it's laying as flat as it possibly can and that a little bit hangs off each edge of the table. And because we're leaning into the all natural look, I'm going to be using some more garland. And I'm just going to place this right along the top. And since I have 2, I can double up. Time for the cutlery. We're just going to keep it really simple and do a traditional place setting on each side, fork and knife on the left and spoon on the right. This is my absolute favorite thing on the table. These ribbed hunter green wine glasses. I am obsessed. And here's the thing, because they're darker and they're colorful rather than being just traditional clear glassware, they are going to give this table much more depth and personality, and honestly, I think a little sophistication. I've got some of these faux Monstera leaves, and because I cannot get enough greenery on the table, I'm just gonna pop these in the corners of the garland and kind of slip it underneath the table setting here, as well as the chiffon runner and the garland. And I'm gonna repeat it on this side, but on the opposite corner. And I'm just gonna offset the big ones with some smaller ones on the opposite side. Because why not? we are almost done, but the table is looking a little flat right now, so I'd like to add a little bit of height in the middle. We've got this gold vase here. Yes, it is a vase. It is meant for single stem flowers. It's really easy to assemble. All I'm gonna do is put it in the center and kind of stick it underneath the garland here, and then maybe even overlap the garland a bit so that we're securing the vase in the center and it's not going to topple over because it's sitting on top of the garland. Now here's where you can decide whether or not you want to go for faux flowers or fresh flowers. I chose fresh flowers because I had some fresh ones, like fresh ones on hand, and I thought it would look a little refreshing to have some real foliage here as opposed to fake. I've got this really pretty lily here that's not fully bloomed, but it's gonna be very soon. And I'm just surrounding it with some more greenery. Flowers can be such a personal preference, so here I say get creative. What's in season, what's going to look great on your tablescape, what do you personally like, and just go for it. And that's that. Thank you so much for watching. And just a reminder, everything you see here, with the exception of the fresh flowers, can be found on 𝐓𝐤𝐕VMart.com. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.